Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday, September 17th. Sorry about that, I just had to check out the calendar. So I've got these crazy witches up behind me because tomorrow is quad witching day in the trading world. I'm just about to look it up for you. Investopedia, quad witching day. So quad witching is going to be the day in which all of the quarterly options expire. And so it can be really crazy in seeing all of these crazy prints and volume that's going to happen on these days 4 times a year. So it can be really, really wacky and a crazy day to be in the market. It can be really choppy as well. So know that going into it. I'm looking to see if there's one on Investopedia, but I don't see it right here. I see triple witching hour, but I don't see quad witching. It's quadruple witching, Investopedia. Let's just go to investopedia.com. Here, let's look it up right here. Well, in any event, check out Investopedia quad witching day because it's going to be a wacky, wild Friday. Here we go. All right, quadruple witching. It's because I shortened the terminology. So here, copy, and let's go ahead and paste it right here for you guys. Hey, Bat Scientist and ASIF, how are you guys doing today? Are you guys excited? We do have TradingView coming on at 12:30. So we will check out the market. We will see what's happening and go from there. I'm just putting that quad witching link as well into the description. So that should be down below as well. It should be updated for you guys there. And let's go ahead and get into the market. It's been a wild and crazy day today. I have NEO up right now, but let's go ahead and look at the SPY. You guys know I like to go ahead and look at the SPY. Yeah, you know what? It does. Look at this. I mean, we're almost right back to where we started today. If we can go below 332.77, the low of pre-market, watch out. We're on the daily just testing that 50 simple moving average, actually just below it. We have a trend line right here that also corresponds to the level that we had back in January that offered a bounce area on the 11th. So that was on, I've got my calendar set to October. Hold on here. So that was on Friday. So we're almost back to wiping away the entire week. And you can see on the daily chart we've had really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days where we have traded sideways. Yeah, it's going to be exciting, ASIF. Let me actually pull this up over here. Let me get this over here so I can go ahead and do the Zoom stuff as well while we're chatting. So right now we are just hanging around. We have not closed below. We do have that 50 simple moving average on the daily right here. Let me hide the camera. Let me just hide these, hide this, and we'll get rid of this. And you can see it's right here at 333.48. So where did we go? We went right there and we bounced, right? Yeah, well, historically, yes. However, it also says that we're going to continue on equity clock right down further in September, and then we'll skyrocket higher. So you guys can go to equity clock and go to broad markets, I believe it is, right here. And we check it out. I believe it's on the second page for the S&P 500. And you know what, ASIF, there's no guarantees, right? With trading, there's no guarantees. There's the 400 and here's the 500. So trading sideways the middle of the month and then all the way down here. And then it looks like we have a little bit more to the downward side. But if you go and look, when we go back over here, comparative, right? We are in a 4-year cycle for the elections. And so that might pull back even further over the next week. We have this sideways action, right? We have the sideways action right here, and then we have a bigger drop down, and then maybe that's like the 23rd or 24th, maybe until next Wednesday, and then we shoot back up again into the last week, and then sideways in October, and then up in November. So it doesn't necessarily mean that anyone in particular, but history doesn't always repeat itself. We've seen dark pool activity all week. We've seen it as well in some of the majors. So let's look at Apple. I did tell you guys this day in particular, September 9th, we saw heavy activity. We are below the 50 simple moving average now. They went ahead, they took it all the way back up, and they closed the gap from yesterday. And now we are heading down below. I would look for it to really break below this 109.40. If we close below 109.40, we could likely have a massive move to the downside. You guys know, I put my bear hat on when we're below the 425 EMA. Where did we hit on Apple 2 days ago? 425 EMA. So really bearish below that. Are they done? Are they going to buy in right here? And they're continuing up? Maybe. Not sure, not 100% sure for sure. But for now, we are below everything. And we could see where we end up today. It's very choppy. Again, check out the Investopedia. Where are we going from here? Because that could really change what's going to happen for us. Let's look at Microsoft as well. So Microsoft, we had a full week, right? Whoops, let's move this over here. And move this over here. Just getting that stuff set up in the background. So with Microsoft, we've been having that same sideways action. So that we could, and right now we're actually below it, right? When we draw our little box of consolidation here, starting up here, and we continue on over, we are below that, right? Today, even if I drag this down just a little bit down here, down to 207.70 is really the low. So if we bring this over here, and I'm really excited to have TradingView on because I actually have never done a webinar with them. So it's going to be fun to see the tips and pointers that they can give me even with TradingView. And if anyone wants to try it out, you can try it for free. You can definitely try TradingView for free. I love it because I can use it anywhere. And you can see we're hanging out below. So if we look at all of this volume over the past 9 days is above us. There's big guys associated with all that volume for the past couple weeks. And how heavy was it? Let's look at the weekly chart too. So Microsoft is the #1 in the Qs, and we've been going sideways, and now we are hanging out down below. But look, on our weekly, 262 is our 20 simple moving average, and 198 right here, 198.93. If we go below that, I would really say watch out. Let's go back and look and see when we broke below that. So back in February, we came down, we closed just above it. Then came down, closed just above it. It was that third test, March 9th, that once we came down to the 50 simple moving average. So if that happens again, look, we can also have some activity here and some levels to watch of 176. So if we break this 200 level mark, we might have, no, you know what, I have not checked that out yet, Asif. Thank you for sharing that. So Asif is saying that Flowtrade has an amazing custom indicator for TradingView, and I have not used that yet, so thank you. I will check that out. I haven't heard that from Dan, so thank you for sharing that. 176 right now. Let's move this up. It's at 175.59. So if we close below 198.90, I would be definitely wearing my bear hat, and I would look for a potential target down at 179. Let's go and look at the Apple too and see as well what's going on with Apple. Where were we back at that time as well? So Apple, we're not at the 21 EMA yet. We had this big gap. You see, we traded sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, really sideways. This has been more dramatic. Here we had 4 weeks and then boom, up. So we have this gap to fill to the downside, down here to 106, then potentially 104.60, and then on down to maybe 100. If it were to pull back to where we were, look, we went all the way down to the moving average down here, which would put us roughly at $66. So that's if we go back into like a major drop for the market. Those are my targets. Create that wish list of where you want to get in potentially for buying on these stocks. Go ahead and create your wish list, because you never know, it might just go ahead and come true. GE had a lot of dark pool activity recently. I have this channel. It was really abiding by this channel for a long time, spiked up, and now on our weekly chart, this is our 45-minute chart over here, it's still surging up above. We broke out above the high of the day. And on our daily chart here, let's pull that up on a daily, we might have further movement on up to 750 over here. Let me get rid of these. Right there. So if we can close up above, but we're really far extended, it would be a high risk trade because we're really far away from all these averages. So the entry would have been better to go long last night because it was up above everything and had these right there. It broke above. We also had Herman Miller just had earnings today or overnight. Massive run up, nice long trade off of my watch list. If you guys do not already have my watch list, please check it out at cjanetrade.com. Down below in the description is a little promo code if you are a YouTube follower. And I forgot to say, if you guys are new to my channel, please hit like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you get notified when I do my live midday market updates, because I have some awesome information to share with you guys usually. And here is the watch list as well. So Twinkie pretty much traded sideways in the range that I had set up over here. Novavax failed. It's pulling back to the moving averages. Is it going to continue up? Potentially. Almost hit the 50 simple moving average right here. And let me go ahead and join the audio here. I'm just waiting to see when we get TradingView on. We'll go ahead and add them in. Apple as a potential short. Well, we had a lot of action right here. And as we say, if you guys are new to dark pools or want to learn more about the dark pools, please come over and check it out at thedarkpools.com. I do teach twice a week in there. Today we were talking about really the importance of journaling your trades. So for any and every trader, that is something that is amazing to do so that you can go ahead and improve your trading. You can see where you went wrong. And another way to look at my watch list as well, here on the 45-minute chart, let's make this a 9-minute chart over here. So for Tesla, thanks Trader Reader. So for the watch list that I do create, another visual image that I could give you guys is, hey, if it's hanging out over here, this is the potential move. If it breaks above this level that I've given you, then there's a potential long trade to the upside, and if it breaks below it, there's a potential short trade. So I just discovered drawing the box, and I was like, wow, that makes it so much easier. Yellow, caution, do not do anything. Just like with the SPY today, all right? Are we below everything? Yes, we're now below. So there's that potential trade. Are we going to break below this? Here's my my levels for today. Actually, I had this up here a little bit higher at 336.68 right here. And we had a nice little trade up here, and then it reversed down. So right now we can also see that the volume is coming in. Sometimes you'll even see it. If you pull it down to a 1 minute chart, you can see, aha, okay, so we had bigger volume right here as it came down and it touched 333 on the 45-minute chart. It's still coming down. We have all these moving averages and we're curling down. We're below my favorite one to put on my bull hat. Let's see. I'm still waiting for them. So we shall see if they do show up and participate today. Looks like there was big resistance right here, 334.20. This is a 1 minute chart though. I usually don't use a 1 minute chart, only if we have a massive volume spike to see, hey, here's a massive volume. Okay, this came in, what was the high of this candle? This was 335.50 and the low of 335.11. Okay, well, we dropped below it, boom, came down. Now we have another candle here. Where are we? We're above it. This is higher volume right here than this candlestick. Are we going to continue to hold above? If we drop below over here and we drop below 333.11, even more so down below here, the low and even the low of pre-market of 332.77, then I would say full on bear hat, because we now have all of the prints for the past, prints and price action above us for the past 9 days. When do we usually trade sideways? Like, we traded sideways over here. Let's look back at the top. How many days did we trade sideways, right? If we want to count here, before we had the massive drop down, so at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And then after that, let's zoom this back out. All right. So there was this time frame right here that we really traded sideways, and that was 27 days, 27 calendar days, 19 trading days. So we're trading sideways again. We're just ending up earnings season, and this could be a massive move. We're likely either shooting up, hitting 380. I did give you guys my target before of 360 up there. Sure enough, we went up, we came and we hit it. And now we're going sideways, potentially back down here, guys. Potentially down to 320. Look, we've got 321.01 as that next one if we close below our 50 simple moving average. So just be prepared, right? And I don't have trading view as of yet, so we'll continue. Looking at Tesla as well. You guys saw I had that zone set up that potentially, oh, we don't need it on a 1 minute chart. Okay, so ASIF is saying, I have created stock databases and found that back in 2018 and 2019, a normal pre-market volume was 1 to 2 million, but now it is 4 to 5 million. And it can go up to 500 million max in 2 to 3 days. ASIF, are you talking about a particular stock or index in which you have created that database? That's awesome that you did that. Good job. So let's put the 9 minute chart over here and we'll make this the daily. And I'm going to get off that right there. So on our daily chart, on the right over here, you can see we've got that little box, right? They filled the gap as well on Tesla. They filled the gap on a lot of different stocks today. You will see that that pattern tends to happen over and over. If we say, hey, the gap was filled, the gap was filled. Now we have potential price movement down. We did test over here almost at 403. Maybe we're going to end up at 403 and bounce off of this 21 EMA. We might come back down and test that 50 simple moving average again. But we are starting to see another curl over like we did up here. And here's something else in the bigger picture for Tesla. If we do this, we have this channel. It is quite a channel, right? This is at 436 down now to 290. Are we going to see are we going to see that this is potentially going to pull all the way back down to 290 before we have a bounce? Look at that. We have 273 over here. That wouldn't be abnormal, and 286 also on the daily. All right, so I'm not sure that we are going to have TradingView join us today. I did follow up with them this morning, but we will coordinate that again another day. Let me see. I can see if they reached out over here earlier. Nobody. All right, no worries. We also have, what is it? Carnival Cruise Lines, and we'd had all this volume over the past couple of trading days, and look at that, all of that volume is above us. So we have to keep all of this in mind, right? If we look at the biggest volume, it was right here, it was above us. So without any dark pool information, we have all that volume above us until we start to see another massive volume spike. Well, we had big volume here too, and they bounced off of this moving average, and this one as well. Are we going to close below this and head on down? Potentially. If we can close below 1590, likely a move down to the 50 simple moving average here at 1560, and maybe even further down to 1540. There are earnings coming up for Carnival, so that might have part of this price action built into it already. We also have Dave & Buster's. Ooh, not a pretty day. I don't even know if there was news on it, but it pulled back, and man, when you guys hear me say of the H, right? You hear me talk about, hey, it's the dreaded H pattern, right? Here we go. H. Hello. Down, right? So follow and study chart patterns because they can pay you, right? And AAL, American Airlines. So had a spike up. However, look at how every time, oops, get rid of that. Every time that it goes up, whoa, hold on, sorry about that. We have this price level here. Every time that we go to 1380, it sells off. You know what, John? I'm going to be doing a YouTube video all about bankrupt stocks and my experience with them. And I think we're going to see a lot more of it happening. But they, you know, it's a sell the rumor, right? They're not confirmed bankrupt, but people are saying that. No, you know what, James? I have no interest in doing a live trading room by myself because I like the flexibility of having time off for my kids. So that is why until they are older, it will likely never ever happen because I do not want to. And I'm also part of a great community over at the Dark Pools in the training pit. So I'm actually into training rooms already. If you want to come over and check those out at thedarkpools.com. At the training pit, and then also the Java pit. So I'm in 2 rooms at the time, and no, I don't have any interest because I like having time off to be able to spend the afternoons with my girls, or if they're sick, I can still take a personal day to be able to take care of them. All right, so are there any stocks that you guys want to see? Unfortunately, I have not heard back from TradingView for today. And there's nobody that has logged in, even though they do have the information. I'm just looking to see. Oh, here we go. All right. So they're not able to do it today. But we will coordinate it for another Thursday so you guys can get to see it live. And they also do live streams through TradingView, so that's cool. And I will definitely check out the ASIF. I will check out that indicator that TradingView has, which I think is really cool, that Flowtrade has for TradingView. Do you guys have any questions on any stocks that you want to see? In particular? No? All right, then I will see you all tomorrow for Quad Witching Day. If you all ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at jane@cjanetrade.com. And this evening, I do have an awesome video coming out all about multiple streams of income. I am not just a trader, I'm an entrepreneur. I do lots of different things. Yeah, I did talk about Apple. You missed it, Bat Scientist. It was number 2. I talked about it second. Oh, BHP. All right, let's go back. I'll give you a quick view again on Apple. Oh, that's coming next year, ASIF. So Apple, we had all the prints that we saw back here at close, and they were not able to hold it up above the closing price here, and we are below the 50 simple moving average. On our weekly chart, I even went it so deep as doing the weekly chart as well, that we might come back. You can see back here when we had the correction back in February that it dropped fairly quickly, just like the market, and we don't have the same consolidation like we've seen on Microsoft and the SPY. So we might come down and test 104 or even the top of this candle and then down to 21. Okay, so BHP. Yeah, so BHP, it's got, I see this downward trend set up. This is petroleum, right? Is it petroleum related? I feel like it's petroleum related. But it just broke above here. They had their earnings, they had their dividend, and now it has a bit of, actually, I'm going to take it here because right there. So it's just broken above this channel, and I would look for a breakout to hold above 58.88. It has not been able to hold above that level. One day of selling, had a bit of a reversal candlestick, bearish engulfing for that candlestick, and then we have not been able to hold above 58.88. And if it breaks below 52.72, potentially. Oh, no worries, Bat Scientists. Hopefully they are all good. And then let's look SPAQ. Oh, thanks, Dr. P. SPAQ. Oh, here we're on the weekly. So SPAQ came down and it has a potential gap fill to the downside down here. Spartan Energy. Is this bankrupt with the Q? I don't know if it's bankrupt, John, but anytime I see a Q at the end of it, I think of bankruptcy afterwards, going through bankruptcy. So this might have a further pullback down here to 1520 if the market starts to really pull back. I would watch to see if we close below that 1580, and it also has a pullback just like the market. It's not been able to hold above this downward trend line, so it's a bit of a descending triangle. If it breaks below 1585, potential move down to 1523. All right, and Love, let's check out Love. So Love, we had a candlestick up above the 200 simple moving average, and now we're pulling back. Yeah, it's definitely an energy stock. I just don't know if it's SPAQ. Did I hit SPAC or SPAQ? I thought I hit SPAQ. Energy space. Maybe that's something. So we're testing what looked to have been a resistance level right now at that 40-50 area, and also testing the 200 moving average. So I would look for this to hold. If it's not able to hold 40-50, the 200 simple moving average, or that resistance level, potential targets on the way down, right here, 40, and then down to 39.50, and then if that breaks, potentially down to 38.50. And it's breaking down over here on the daily chart for sure. Doesn't look, it looks like, yeah, 40.25 even, potentially from there. Okay, so have an amazing day. I will see you all tomorrow for quad witching. Check out my video all about multiple streams of income coming out at 6 p.m. tonight. It's time for me to go eat. I've been talking now for about 2.5 hours. So I will check the special purpose acquisition company. Thank you, Dr. P. All right, see you all tomorrow. Be prepared for a crazy day in the market tomorrow. Remember, if we do close below 332.77, our low from the pre-market today, we've been testing and testing, then we would really need a break down below 332.19, this price level that we saw back in January, but then we have 9 days of trading volume. That is all above us. And to me, that's not very bullish. We start to see it curl down. The 20 simple moving average is starting to actually curl down on the daily. It was pretty flat, and now it's starting to really curl down. So it's not looking too pretty. The Fed kept the rates the same, but we're hanging around at the 50 simple moving average. So they can do anything they want with the candlestick. Just be prepared. See you tomorrow. Bye.